from the studio, coming to you on a windy, stormy day here out on Long Island in New York by my garden and my studio. So I went up to SAVERS today. Oof, a little humid. I digress. And went to SAVERS and I found some really great treasures for not a lot of money, and I was very happy. So I'm going to take you to see my haul. I'm going to go inside, then we're going to go back outside for some other goodies, and I hope you find it interesting and fun and a little educational as well for your own thrifting treasures. And if you haven't had a chance, please subscribe, like, comment. I appreciate the love. I'm working on a giveaway, but I need to get a couple more subscribers in order to do that. But that's going to be exciting, so you want to be on board for when that happens. So stay tuned and let's get hauling. So here's the haul from today's trip to SAVERS, and I was really excited with some of the pieces I found, and even more excited when I got home and started researching them. So let's walk through it and I'll show you what I picked up and why. First piece is this really pretty little decorative plate. It's not a saucer, it's a little bigger, so I think it was more decorative, but it's in the Moriage Satsumi style, and the Moriage is this dimensional paint. That's kind of the characteristics of that, and it's made in Japan. I'll go through all the pricing at the end. I had some discounted coupons, but made Japan. There is a little chip over here, which you see a little bit more from the back than the front, but I'll note that. But I thought it was just very pretty. So that's why she came home with me. The next piece, which was pretty cool, is this Bailey's coffee mug. And I know sometimes advertised pieces do well. Bailey's, good condition. I thought it was a little unusual looking. And what I didn't see in the store, but I saw when I got home and was unpacking everything, the back is signed by the actress Helen Hunt, and it says for Los Angeles Youth Network. Now, obviously, she didn't take a Sharpie to this particular piece. I don't think so anyway, but when I researched it, it turns out that in 1998, as a fundraiser for this Los Angeles Youth Network, which is one that Helen Hunt supports, Bailey's contributed $200,000 to that charity in return for Helen Hunt painting a Bailey's mug. So you won't see these like silver lips with the pearls and the blue eye on any other pieces, just for this fundraising charity piece. So that made this, I thought, even more fun and unique. So we shall see. Anything that has a story, I kind of enjoy. Then at SAVERS, all along the walls, they have these peg walls with bags of things compiled. And a lot of it is odds and ends, mismatched, and it could be tedious to go through them. So I don't go through every single bag, but sometimes if something catches my eye, I'll pick it up. So I actually ended up with 3-4 of these bags today. This one, and again, I have, you might miss a chip or a bad paint job, but sometimes the price for the total bag might be good even just for one item. But the reason this caught my eye, see if it focuses, salt and pepper shakers from south of the border. Now, I think that's a really East Coast vacation memory for people. If you drove from the Northeast down to Florida or Georgia, there was a huge souvenir store. I think it's still there. I want to say North Carolina, called South of the Border. If you're aware of it, mention it in the comments. But they used to have these humongous billboards, I felt like every mile. You're getting closer to south of the border, exit 38, south of the border. And you went there because you had to go by the time you saw all those signs. So it's a fond memory for me. And we'll see if they're in good condition once I actually open up the baggie. Next little baggie of goodies. It's a salt and pepper shaker. And again, I don't open these bags prior to me filming my haul because I kind of want you to see how they would look in your store. And they had a really pretty shape, and they did have a label on the bottom, which for the life of me in the store I couldn't read. There was some tarnish, so they looked like they had some sort of age to them. And sometimes the store, between the crowd and the aisle markings, it's just impossible to really like stop and take your time. But I knew there was a tag, and when I got home it said made in Germany, so that made me happy. And I just think they're really pretty, and I don't see any chips or cracks, but again, I haven't completely opened the bag. Then this bag was heavy, and I saw some ceramic shoes, baby shoes. This thing, I don't know what it is, but the reason it really caught my eye was this piece in the back is marked Japan, and it's a wall pocket. It's hand painted, and it's flat to the back, on the back, and in the 50s this was a huge thing that you would hang on the wall and you would put your flowers in. Wall pocket. So I picked up this bag just for that reason. And also the little ceramic shoes. I had a client reach out to me looking for some vintage baby decorating ideas, so I thought those would come in handy. And again, a whole bag for $3.99, but before discount. Sorry if that's making a lot of clinking. Then the final little bag of treasure is my favorite. It was kind of in the back, like a peg hook with about 12 things, and I saw this in the back. I nicely took everything away, took this, put everything back. And these are turkey salt and pepper shakers. So, you know, the seasons are going to be changing soon and people are going to start thinking about it. So that was A, number one. But B, I could read the tag. I don't know if I can get it to focus on here. It's Lefton. Now, Lefton was an importer of Japanese porcelain. Very collectible name, very recognizable. And that's why these little turkey salt and peppers came home. They still have their plug on the bottom, which is not always common. And there's some issue with the front of one, and I don't know what that is, but I'll note it. But I looked at some selling comps, and they do really well. So this was very exciting. And sometimes when I find good things hidden, I always wonder if somebody found it and couldn't take it then and hid it for their next visit. I wouldn't do that, but I know people do. Just a note. Then this little package is from Scanson Giftware, Australia and USA. And it's 4 shot glasses, 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila. I cannot say it today. 1 tequila. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to have to edit that out, I guess. Well, you know what I mean. Tequila. 3 tequila. Floor. Okay. I'm not even drinking said liquor. The box is a little jacked up, so I have to see if it's worth keeping it in the box or seeing what's underneath here and maybe just keeping the top. But I don't see any issues with it, and I did some research, and they go for good money. And if I could pronounce it, maybe I'd make even more. Okay, then in the book section, I picked up this Sex and the City, Kiss and Tell, for seasons 1 through 6. I'm not sure how many there were, so I'm not sure if this is the whole season, well, every season. But it's produced by HBO. It was sold at Urban Outfitters back in the day. And I know Sex and the City, I mean, gosh, I watch every marathon when it comes on. So this looked like a lot of fun. It was in really good condition. It's not a huge money maker. I spent like $4. It'll probably maybe $8, double it. But sometimes I don't mind getting things that are not necessarily a huge flip, because even small sales, A, add up, and B, they keep you active on whether it's a Poshmark or Mercari or Instagram, eBay. I don't know what my problem is today, but you know, so just being active, even if it's a $4 profit, it's still a $4 profit. It still counts as a sale, and it keeps you alive, so to speak, in the computer algorithm world. Also in the book section were these volume 1 and volume 2 of Art Spiegelman's Mouse, and I believe these are from 1992, Pulitzer Prize winning. Somewhat controversial, but also really clever, graphic novel dealing with Hitler and Auschwitz, and kind of a history lesson told in the terms of this mouse family and their immigration and emigration. It was very famous. I don't know if it still is, but the comps for volumes 1 and 2 were running at about $22 for both. Easy to ship, media mail, which is cheaper, so that was good. Then you know I love my vintage USA pottery, so this pretty piece is in a brown drip glaze, grape clusters, which was a popular motif in pottery. No chips, no cracks, a nice rich brown. You know, when you do these things by hand, you see different variations of it, but this one I thought was really pretty. I liked the shape of the handle and the spout, and it's from Kingwood Ceramics, which was in Ohio, started in the 1930s and lasted until I think 1980. And my research shows that this is from late 50s, early 60s. And I thought it was just a very pretty example. And I'm very excited about that. Then we have a, pretty creamer and sugar set. Let me hold it like Vanna White, maybe. And it's marked Royal M, Japan, and the pattern is called Fragrance. I don't know year yet, but based on the mark, I'm thinking the 50s. And I used to buy little creamers on their own, or just a sugar on its own, or a sugar without the lid, because it was pretty. And I've learned the hard way, really, unless they're spectacular, the only way that you're probably going to get a return is to have them both available. So that's what I did. Then this piece of art, it's not vintage at all, but it's on like a particle board, and it looks like a print that has some sort of resin, but I thought it was very mid-century modern looking. The vibe, not the year it was produced. You know, it looks like a cityscape. I liked that it was more horizontal than vertical, and I just thought it had a really cool vibe to it, and I liked it a lot, so I bought it. And I think that's going to do well, because that whole mid-century vibe is still very popular for me. Then this was a nice little surprise, and she has dust. This was, I saw this the minute I walked into Savers. It was like in the first aisle, first row. It's a hand-carved wooden elephant. Now, I didn't look carefully at it in the store. I didn't notice some certain things, but I thought, oh my gosh, I just love that. And I do well with animals, with figures. and I brought it home because I just fell in love with it. But I was pleasantly surprised to learn more about it when I started to research it. It's from India, handcrafted, hand painted, and it's considered a, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, jal. Not jail, jal. I forget how it's spelled, but that's refers to this lattice work. So you see sometimes screens or the windows have this look to it. That's the same effect. And what I didn't notice in the store is that there's a little baby elephant inside. I don't know if you can see her. Tiny little baby elephant. There is a bead missing on the bottom. So you see there's one here, but not on the other side. So I will either note that or actually remove it. But I want to make sure that this doesn't affect, if I cut this off, it doesn't affect anything inside. But it's got her pearls, the mama's pearls around her tail, and the baby on the inside. And allegedly it's ganache. Again, excuse my ignorance if I'm not pronouncing it properly, but it's a sign of good luck, and it could be cute for a new mom, baby shower, etc. And just really pretty. And they had other ones online that went for about $35. They didn't have as many details as this one, and I have not found anything wrong with her. And it was just, sometimes I just get what I like. I don't know why. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Then in the jewelry section, I picked up this little bangle, and it looks like it's like a Bakelite. I knew it wasn't Bakelite, but it was reminiscent of that, and just really pretty, hand painted. And I liked that it's not, you know, it's kind of squared off, not perfectly round. And if you ever run into a piece and you think, geez, I don't know if that's Bakelite, there's two things you can test. One is if you're in a store, if you kind of sniff it without looking like a crazy person and it smells like formaldehyde, it's Bakelite. And the other thing is you take a cotton swab with some 409 all-purpose cleaner, and you wet the cotton swab with the 409 and you rub it, you know, inside the piece somewhere. And if the cotton swab comes back looking like tobacco stained, then it's Bakelite. So just two little things if you're never sure. I just thought it was really pretty. Then this piece is pretty brooch. I liked it. It had all of its stones. It looked vintage. I wasn't sure, but I knew there was a mark on the bottom, which I couldn't read in the store, but I knew something was there, so I grabbed this piece. And when I got home, I can't see it, but it's Emmons. And Emmons started in, I think, 1939 to maybe 1980. And they were very similar to Sarah Coventry. I've never heard of them before. They had home parties like Sarah Coventry, and that's what this piece is from. So based on other images and other information, this goes for pretty good money, and it's from the late 60s, early 70s, and all of her stones are there. So I was happy with that. And one more piece on my table. I've said it before, I do well with ashtrays, and this, I like grabbed it. It was in the back of the shelf, kind of sitting catty-cornered against something else, but I grabbed it because I knew it was good. So it is an ashtray. It's pretty deep, and you cannot see the mark on camera. It's embossed in the milk glass, but it's Westmoreland Glass. This is the paneled grapes pattern. It's got a little bit hobnail on the edges, and beautiful, excellent condition. It's a little heavy, so the shipping will be higher, but I think this is going to do well. So today I also bought some clothes, which is not my thing, but let me show you. I'm going to have to take you outside and show you the clothes I picked up and see what you think. Stand by. So here are the pieces of clothing I picked up today, and I didn't do it intentionally, but like my own closet, I gravitated towards the black and the white. I think that's like a New York thing. We can't help ourselves. But I was looking at style, brand, price. So this first dress, I might have to do a voiceover. This first dress is Ann Taylor, $6 before discount, and it's in a pretty, very soft jersey, and it's a very simple, I guess a dropped waist with a little fluff dress, keyhole back, and very sweet and very simple. And I thought Ann Taylor might be a good name. And again, I don't do clothes as much as I do other things. So we'll see. But the second dress is White House Black Market, which I know is a good brand, and it's starting to get stormy. So I'll do this quick. But again, just a little blousoon, ruffled top. I thought the sleeves were nice. Kind of paisley pattern going down to the bottom in a jersey. And even though summer's winding down, it's still warm in a lot of places. A little ruffle on the back. And again, just very sweet. This dress is from Land's End, and it's doing the front. It's got a kind of a relaxed cowl or drop neck in a velvety, faux velvet material with this really pretty attached skirt in a kind of a heavyweight, almost a flannel. And again, I love the print. Obviously, I was attracted to the prints today. They may inspire me on my painting as well. And it has 2 pockets on the side, which is a nice touch. And I thought it was just so pretty. And Land's End is, you know, well known. So we'll see. But look at all these 3 together. Honestly, not intentional. Then this last clothing item is a t-shirt from Equinox. Train. And it's in, you know, like a dry fit material with some gusseting on the side. And Equinox personal training on the back. Women's medium. And I liked the saying. I thought it was cool. So for my first foray outside, I've done jeans before, but never dresses. And we'll see how they do. And that's it. Thanks for stopping by. And if you haven't had a chance, please subscribe, like, comment, and all that fun stuff. My total spend was $68. And if you look at it per unit, I bought 22 items altogether, which averages out to $3 a unit. And I think I have some really nice things to put in my stores. So thank you all again, and I'll see you again in the studio. Bye for now. Say bye, dresses. It's starting to rain. Bye.